Talk 1580.
3, possibly 4 weeks ago, I heard an advertisement on your radio station from a company called Grid Solar. I would love to have that phone number so I can reach out to them with reference to solar panels being installed on my property.
Our listeners are aware and engaged, but more than that, they are loyal. When they hear empowering messages that uplift their community and help them live better lives, they respond. No medium reaches this coveted black audience like KBLA Talk 1580. So, hit us up today at smb@kbla1580.com and let us help you connect with our loyal listeners. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black under the bud.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
The voice of reason back in the building. You already know what it is. I told you I wasn't going to play. And I want to hear from sports buffs tonight. So the first hour, we're going to talk about the WNBA. You know, considering what our good sister, Angel Reese, said, you know, about living beyond her means. And this links into a larger discussion, okay? The larger discussion is, should the WNBA players be paid on the same scale, at the same level as their NBA counterpart? Now, many people will want to make this into a gender issue. You know, the women are being underpaid. I want to know your thoughts. I'm opening up the phone lines because a lot of people have a lot of ideas about this. And I think I have a unique one, and I think it's important that we talk about it. Now, in the second hour, it's going to be like the regular voice of reason. I have a relationship topic that I think we need to deal with, and that topic is going to be exceedingly powerful. That topic is go within or go without. Your job is you. Now, before we even get there, I think the key to what she said that's kind of profound is she says she's living beyond her means. Now, what that implies to me is, okay, your salary is $74,000 a year, right? Signed a 3-year rookie deal, a little under $350. She went number 7. So it's about $150,000, $160,000 more, something like that, $180,000, somewhere around there. So here's the thing. Why not live within your means? That's a choice, right? And many times what happens is we want to keep up with a lifestyle. Now, I'm not saying this is her intent, but we're not even counting, her endorsements. She was high on the Rookie of the Year voting before she got hurt. And I think it's just about not trying to live too big. You live within your means. I think that is the key piece to what she said. She said WNBA salary doesn't even pay rent. Now, the question is, why is your rent $8,000? WNBA star Angel Reese is one of the league's most popular, visible, and also occasionally controversial players. But she says she couldn't make ends meet if her salary from the Chicago Sky was her only income. Now, I believe that this might also be a ploy to segue into the larger debate about whether NBA play or WNBA players should be paid an equal salary to the men. Now, let me just say this. Does anybody know how old the WNBA is? How old is the WNBA? 20 years, maybe? Is it about 20 years old? Let's look it up. I want to know. Okay. WNBA. Let's make it simple. How old? It's 22 years old. No. How old is the WNBA? Founded in 96. So it's 28 years old, basically. In April. 28 years old. So let me just say, the NBA is 75 years old, 76 years, something like that. Okay? Now, the NBA had its period. You see guys like Ant-Man coming out and saying stuff like, hey, the only skilled players there were in the 90s was Michael. And that's it. Everybody else wasn't skilled. Well, Isaiah Thomas was skilled. Magic was skilled. Dominique Wilkins was skilled. Elijah Wan was skilled. Charles Barkley was skilled, right? All these guys were skilled players. But the NBA had its time, right? Where people would say, I mean, you heard J.J. Redick, who is now the head coach of the Los Angeles Lakers. He said Jerry West, and of course, rest in peace, the legend Jerry West. Jerry West came out and scalded him for what he said. He said Jerry West was playing against plumbers. Now, these guys may have had plumbing gigs, but that doesn't mean they weren't top-notch, high-level players. Okay? I had the fortuitous opportunity to play with Pistol Pete when I was a young man, and he was a little bit older, a lot older, but he was in Pasadena at this church, and he was out there hooping, and he wasn't the same Pistol Pete he was, but you could tell, like, who is this old white man out here clowning? He was clowning. And it came back to me that, hey, man, do you know who that is? And I was like, no, who is it? They said, oh, that's Pistol Pete Maravich. And even then, I was like, who? But when I went home and looked up some footage on him, I was like, oh, wow, this is a different kind of guy. That's a skilled player, right? The Iceman, George Gerving, that's a player. Like, I mean, Jesus. I mean, so I think sometimes there's this lack of understanding of the league. The NBA had a time where their players had to go through a developmental process. When the NBA begins to blow up and change, when does that happen? I mean, like, really change. Get off tape delay. I mean, really change and become this juggernaut of an industry that it is today. It happens when Magic and Bird come in. Magic and Bird ran the show. But then in the early 80s, we get another. And who is that? Michael Jeffrey Jordan. Do you see? So what I'm trying to say is the WNBA has to allow its league to develop. It has to allow its league to go through its low points. Right now, the product is not comparable to the NBA in terms of excitement, in terms of, and I'm not saying these girls aren't competitive. Here are some great points about the WNBA. Because the athleticism level is down from the NBA, what happens is the women tend to be more skilled. Ball handling, shooting, passing, everything is highly fundamental, right? Fundamental players, they are sound. But are they interesting enough? Right? Are they interesting enough? Do they have interesting personalities? I love the sister from the Aces. What's her name? Asia Wilson. She's a player. She's a hooper. But those types of hoopers in the WNBA are a little bit. I didn't say a lot. I'm not saying there aren't others out there balling. But she's the standout superstar in that league. When I see Caitlin Clark, very skilled, can shoot the rock, but not a great defender, right? Not a great defender, right? Angel Reese. No disrespect, Angel Reese. I love you. My God, I love you. Gorgeous lady. And you're going to be a multi-millionaire in no time. This is not to besmirch you. But this is just basketball right here. When you look at Angel, she's unskilled. I'm sorry. Somebody should say it. She's unskilled. She doesn't have a great jump shot. She misses a gang of shots at the rim, and then she gets the rebound. That's great. She's a great rebounder. But when we're talking about skill, the basics for basketball is dribbling, passing, and shooting. Now, over the summer, I'm sure she's going to work. She's going to train. She's going to be exceptional. You know, I think her ceiling, she has a high, very, very high ceiling. But even the whole controversy between her and Caitlin Clark, you know, at the end of the day, anybody who looks at basketball can see, Caitlin is more skilled, period. Now, I want to open this up to you guys. I want to open up the phone lines, and I want to get your perspective. Do you think WNBA players should be paid at the same clip as NBA players? Now, when we look at, say, let me ask it another way. Steph Curry, he just signed a huge extension. Let's see his salary. Ugh, I don't even want to look at the number. Okay, at age 36, he signed a 4-year, $215 million contract with the Warriors in 22. He's set to earn $178 million guaranteed over the next 3 seasons. He is projected to be the first player to earn more than $60 million in a single season. He just signed that extension, that 1-year extension on that 4-year deal he got in 22. And that gives him a $60 million season in 26 and 27. So the 26-27 season. Is there a player in the WNBA that deserves that kind of bread? Let's just go with the best player you know. Does Asia Wilson deserve a $215 million contract? Let's just be honest. Does she? Is she that good? Is she that entertaining? Is she that exciting? And let me just say this. I love what the WNBA did with this new class of players. Before watching the WNBA, they weren't that appealing. But now, before the games, they come out, they dress to the nines. It's like a little fashion show. And all of those women are beautiful. You're seeing a lot of beautiful players in the WNBA. And they girly girls, they're wearing skirts and fishnet, and it's all beautiful. I love it. But is there any player in there that deserves $215 million as a contract? I don't believe that there is. I don't. Now, let me just say this too, and I digress for 1 second. I got to talk about Bronny. Bronny is going to... Bronny Jr. is going to get better. Okay? He's going to get better. I don't think you guys understand how basketball works. He's going to get better, and I'm going to tell you why. They say his dad spends $1 million a year on his body. LeBron, right? Spends $1 million a year on his body. LeBron is also going to spend a lot of money on Bronny's training. So this is how basketball works. If Bronny can train with NBA players, if he can get his skill set up, he'll be a great backup point guard. And I mean, he'll be great. As a backup. You think he'll be a two guard, Andy? He can't shoot. Now, if he takes the Kobe methodology, now just follow the Kobe rules. What did Kobe do? Kobe said, listen, I'm going to cut out sleep. I'm going to get up at 4. I'm going to train for an hour and a half. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to get back up at 12. I'm going to train again. Then I'm going to go take a nap, eat, do whatever. Then I'm going to go train at night. He says if I do that for 5 years straight when guys are only training once or twice a day, I'll be too far ahead of them to catch up to my skill development. I'm telling you, Bronny's going to train. He's going to get better. But I have a bigger question. When I come forward, I want to ask this question to y'all. Is LeBron, being in his 22nd year, selfish for pushing his son so hard when he's not ready just so he could play with him? When I come forward, I want to know.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Tabitha Smiley's new book, The Covenant with Black America, 20 years later, is now on sale everywhere. This classic text shot to #1 on the New York Times bestsellers list almost 2 decades ago. If you have the original book, you will surely want to get this 20th anniversary edition with powerful new contributions from today's leading voices. This 20th anniversary edition presents a compelling blend of historical insights and contemporary urgency in this critical and unprecedented election year. Get your copy of The Covenant with Black America 20 years later today.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Connie, I can't wait for golf this weekend, huh, buddy? Time flies. Love you, man. Oh, don't forget your knee brace again. We aren't in college anymore.
Moments together matter, so help protect yourself from RSV. If you're 75 or older or 60 plus with a chronic condition like asthma, COPD, heart disease, or severe diabetes, you're at higher risk of landing in the hospital from RSV, and there are no prescription RSV treatments. Check eligibility and schedule your RSV vaccine at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Mirror, mirror on the wall, tell me, mirror, what is wrong? Can it be my De La clothes or is it just my De La song? What I do ain't make believe. People say I sit and try, but when it comes to being De La, it's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I. It's just me, myself, and I. Myself and I. Now you tease my plug one style and my plug one spectacle. You say plug 1 and 2 are hippies nowhere. Not that's pure plug bull. Always pushing that we formed an image. There's no need to lie.
Ladies and gentlemen, my playlist is my co-host. The voice of reason is in the building right now. I just heard all these people whining about the WNBA and it just chafed me. It's a young league. Somebody in the chat, I think it was Mimi, she said Cheryl Swoops, Cynthia Cooper, they were definitely ballers. Can't argue that. They were ballers. The female baller, the woman baller that I would have loved to see in the WNBA was Reggie Miller's sister, Cheryl. Cheryl Miller was harder than Reggie. She was a straight up hooper. I would have loved to see her in the WNBA. It just happened after her career had concluded. She was an amazing hooper. Now, but even then, you guys say Cheryl Swoops and Cynthia Cooper and you know the 90s WNBA. No, that is a league that is in its infancy, and it's 28 years old now. And it's still evolving and growing and still trying to set up its business partnerships. They don't have EA Sports. They don't have like a Madden type game. Why? Because the interest is not there yet. But I will say this, and I'm going to get back to that LeBron question. Get to your phone lines, 1-800-920-1580. I will say this. Now, the next crop of women hoopers are going to be out of this world. When you see the kid down at USC, Juju, she plays like Steph Curry or Kyrie Irving. So you're going to see a different level of hoop when this next batch. Who is the young girl who just purchased 20 acres of land that's at LSU. Flauget. She cold. Is she at LSU or she's at LSU? I'm telling you. And then, you know, you hear people say, oh, they should lower the rim. Nope. Because we got a new crop of young athletic girls that are now dunking. So all I'm saying is give that league time to mature and develop its product. Don't make this a gender war thing where you say, oh, the NBA is 76 years old. The NBA deserves to be paying its players what it's been doing because it's been cultivating that for almost a century. It's been cultivating its product. The WNBA, on the other hand, we're about a generation and a half away. Just one more generation, you're going to be like, oh, my God, I'm at the games because it's going to be above the rim. It's going to be more athletic. It's going to be more interesting. Now, I'm asking the question, and I want callers to share their thoughts on this. I understand. LeBron is in his 22nd year. His longevity is unrivaled and unmatched. He's an amazing, amazing top 5 greatest of all time Mount Rushmore talent. But do you think he's being a little selfish? As a man who raised a professional basketball player, it takes a minute. And college and that development that happens in college is exceedingly important. If my son didn't get coached by Bruce Pearl and Justin Hudson out of Fresno State, he wouldn't be the player that he is today. But I understand LeBron is in the twilight of his career, and one of his dreams is to play with his son. If you look at his younger son, Bryce, that boy gonna be different. He already cold. He colder than Bronny now. But I just feel like it might be a little selfish motive to get his son in before he's actually ready. And if you know LA and New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, these are cities that'll rip you to pieces. And that's what's happening to Bronny, and I think it might thwart his development. When we come forward, I'm going to the phone lines to get your perspective.
Read all right. Right is wrong when hype is written on the soul. They lie that style is truly our own thing. Not the false disguise of showbiz. They lie solely from the soul. And this fact I can't deny. Strictly from the Dan Kosecki and from me, myself, and I.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with 4 things you should know from BIN News. Pharrell's animated Lego biopic Piece by Piece made $3.8 million in its opening weekend, below its $16 million budget. It has an 81% critics rating and a 93% audience rating on Rotten Tomatoes. The St. Louis Reparations Commission has submitted its report to Black Mayor Tashara Jones, recommending cash payments up to $25,000 for affected communities, affordable housing, expanded low-cost health care, and increased police oversight. Vice President Harris is on the campaign trail in Wisconsin, where she's promised to give tax cuts to 100 million middle-class Americans and to take on corporate price gouging. She also spoke on abortion rights, calling the revoking of Roe v. Wade immoral and promising to restore reproductive freedom. And the FTC is making it easier to cancel digital subscriptions. It announced it would soon put in place a final click-to-cancel rule. It will require sellers to make it as easy for consumers to cancel their enrollment as it was to sign up. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Nearly 3,000 teen drivers die in car crashes each year. Tire Rack Street Survival is designed to save lives. The one-day hands-on driving school gives teens experience in car control through exercises that include emergency braking and skid recovery. Find a class near you at TireRack.com/survive.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here's what happens when you advertise on KBLA Talk 1580.
3, possibly 4 weeks ago, I heard an advertisement on your radio station from a company called Grid Solar. I would love to have that phone number so I can reach out to them with reference to solar panels being installed on my property.
Our listeners are aware and engaged, but more than that, they are loyal. When they hear empowering messages that uplift their community and help them live better lives, they respond. No medium reaches this coveted black audience like KBLA Talk 1580. So hit us up today at smb@kbla1580.com and let us help you connect with our loyal listeners. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. Under the bud.
This truck season, think about all the things you can do in a Chevy truck. You can even just with impressive towing, incredible bed and tailgate functionality, and multiple powertrains. Chevy Silverado, the first ever Silverado EV, Colorado and Tahoe have what you need to get things done. When you want to do it all, Chevy's got you. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups when you finance with GM Financial. Chevrolet, together let's drive. 0% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $27.78 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 9.3%. Must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 10/31/24.
Helping to broaden your political and moral imagination with our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy and turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. LA County's new Justice Care and Opportunities Department, or JCOD, is here to support justice-involved individuals and their families. The JCOD Support Center is now taking calls at 1-833-LACJCOD. That's 1-833-522-5263. Available 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m., the Support Center is your one-stop shop for re-entry issues and court support. They offer court reminders, connections to local services, transportation assistance for housing, court appearances, and childcare. The JCOD hotline provides personalized help to connect you with services that you need. And don't forget to check out justiceconnect.org for more information. Remember, it's free and available every day at 1-833-522-5263. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? Here we go, yo.
Ladies and gentlemen, This first hour is already flying by, and we talking sports. I got callers on the line. We're going to deal with them, but I have to cover this. I'm all for nepotism, 100%. If I was in LeBron James' position, I would be like, come on, let's get my boy in there. Yep. Especially one of the most powerful organizations in the history of sports, the Los Angeles Lakers. You got them to bend the knee. I'm 100% with that. You're not going to argue that, the nepotism piece. Black people need to make these corporations bend the knee when you had the power. I get it. I'm just saying, would I do it if I knew it would compromise my kids' ultimate upside? I like the way Deion Sanders handled it when questioned about Travis Hunter, his dual-playing cornerback, plays offense and defense. And the reporter said something. He said, hey, do you see a bit of yourself in him? And he was kind of like, yeah, he does some things that I do. He said, but this ain't about me. He said, this is about him. I had my time. It's his time now. And all I'm here to do is uplift him during his time. While we're talking about Deion, we also should point out Deion's sons are playing for him in college, being developed for the next level. I feel like LeBron should have taken that road as opposed to, you got to hurry up and come play with me now because I'm almost at the end of my run here. I don't think it would have hurt Bronny to stay in college this year. Why couldn't it have been next year? 1 more year of college. He averaged 5 points a game. The only thing that hurts with the nepotism piece, you got guys on his team that played better, that didn't get the opportunity, that won't get the opportunity. So that hurts. But at the same time, I would have done it on the nepotism side to get my son in there. It was just that simple. So a lot of these kids are going to have to go overseas. My son had it tough because he graduated in COVID year. So for 2020 class, he didn't even walk. He didn't even do the graduation ceremony. They didn't have it. And then for the NBA side, they didn't have a lot of workouts. But Bronny skipped the line for all of the things, and I think this is dope. I don't think this is bad. They say, oh, your son is in the Mountain West, Zoe. He only averaged 12 points a game in his senior year. That's not enough. Well, that's almost 3 times as much as Bronny. Right? My son is in Turkey right now, the leading scorer in the Euro League, which is the second league to the NBA. He's the leading scorer. He's averaging 28 points a game. Left-handed, can shoot, 50-inch vertical. They go, oh, well, he wasn't tall enough. Well, my son's the same height as Bronny. And his vertical is 10 inches higher. Like, what are we doing? Do you get? Oh, you have to be an exceptional athlete. New is like Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook athleticism, like crazy. So you get what I'm saying? But I'm with that. 100% with that. Nepotism. Let's get it. Let's get it. But is LeBron being a little selfish by pushing his son too far, too fast? You know, I want to know what you guys think. I got callers on the line. Let's get them in here right now. Reggie, Austin, Texas. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic? Is Angela Reese tripping? Should she scale back? Or is she trying to make a political statement by saying they don't get paid enough?
I think she's just telling the truth. I don't expect the WNBA salaries to be equal dollar for dollar as the NBA because the pie just isn't as big.
Right.
They don't have the revenue. I do expect the revenue sharing to be equal as far as percentage is concerned. So if the NBA players receive a certain percentage of the revenue, which is huge, I expect the women to receive that same amount. I mean, that's just fair. I don't think it's any way Angel Reese should make $75,000 a year.
How much do you think her salary should be? as the number 7 pick in the first round.
Yeah.
What do you think her salary should be?
At least $250.
At least $250. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, and when I was thinking about Brittany Griner,
Mm-hmm.
like she went to Russia, got in a bunch of trouble. The only reason she was over there is because she's playing in Russia. She's playing in Russia because she doesn't make the money she needs to make here.
Yeah. A lot
So
of the
I'm like-
WNBA players go overseas because they get a really good salary over there. I think Brittany Griner was making $1 million in Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think if she got what she was worth here in the States, she never even would have been in Russia. And I'm just like, I don't know what the revenue is with the WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like they make enough money that they wouldn't have to moonlight with other jobs. It's like the NBA. Go ahead.
Well, wait, hold on. Look at the WNBA in the same way we look at KBLA. KBLA, if you talk to Tavis say, "Hey man, this is an upstart. We just getting going. We're only in our 3rd year. We're still building. Why can't we look at the WNBA in the same with the same lens? They're building."
Indeed.
So they don't have the bread to say, here's $350 a year. They don't have it. They don't have the resources. And the product is not at the same level. Am I right or wrong about that?
Of course. Yeah, you're right about that. By and large, it is. I wonder, though, man, if it's subsidized by the NBA, and the NBA is a juggernaut,
yes,
I don't see how the disparity could be that huge.
Well,
I just don't. I don't see it.
Well, how many WNBA games did you go to and watch this year?
I went to 5.
Mm-hmm.
I went to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Out in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's one of the best teams. Went to the one in New York.
The Aces, they're good. Asia.
Yeah, no doubt. Liberty is great too. I just don't see how, like, if they are wholly subsidized by the NBA, the disparity is too huge for that to be what it is.
How many games are you going to go to NBA? And how many games are you going to watch?
I'm going to watch every NBA game. I'm
Absolutely.
Probably going to like 10. No doubt.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
of course.
This is the argument right here. So I get what she's saying, and I understand it. That's why I said I think maybe she was floating that out there to have a broader discussion about pay disparity. However, you got to give us something now. When is a sister going to take off from the free throw line and bang on somebody? We waiting for that. Where is the Kyrie Irving sister?
When Juju comes in.
When Juju comes in.
Yep.
See, that's what I said. It's building. So we got to wait until they get to that point. We're a generation and a half out.
Yeah. So, and I mean, but put that in the same chart as the NBA and how they made their mistakes and how they grew to be who they are. I mean, you could compare Magic, Bird, and Jordan to Caitlin, Angel, and Juju.
Andy just said it took the NBA like 35, 40 years to really get there. We don't get to what the NBA is today until Jordan them come. Magic, Bird, Jordan, Isaiah. When they come in, it's something different. That's when you hear, what's that? Can you find the NBA on NBC Music? When that music came, that's when the NBA took off. Yeah. The WNBA ain't even got that music. Well, somebody call Danny Elfman and get him on the line and make some classic WNBA music so we can get hype. It's not hype yet.
Right.
Come on, here we go.
They need some sponsorship, man.
This ain't happening in the WNBA right now.
Right. But I tell you, one of the best things is probably those NIL deals because it brings more notoriety to the women's league.
Absolutely.
With Juju and her deal with Nike, that brings a lot of notoriety into the league. If the biggest subsidy or the biggest sponsor of the league is the NBA, they can only get so large. They need those other companies to help them grow.
Right.
And I think that'll work with those NIL deals, you know.
I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, Reggie, you already know what you did.
Yeah.
What did you do?
Brought us into the building.
Yes, sir! If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, I'm going to College Station, Texas, and then San Francisco. Y'all know what it is, Bay Area.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelinos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
To the 100 million people who owe the IRS money, this message is for you. We've helped tens of thousands of people close the door on their tax debt. So if you feel like you're stuck in a hole with IRS tax debt, then this is the easiest way to get a resolution quickly. To qualify for a no-pay or low-pay resolution, just call 687-246-9655 to get free from the IRS once and for all.
To keep your bank accounts, income, and assets secure, tax closure is your same-day cure.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
Hey, John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. If you need help getting your resume in order, finding job training, or landing a job, we've got 3 great options for you. First, the City of Los Angeles has WorkSource centers across the area offering free job support. The California Workforce Development Board can help you with everything from GED prep to vocational training at no cost to you. On the federal level, the Department of Labor's American Job Centers offer a full range of services for job seekers and businesses alike. Visit careeronestop.org, or for more info, just call California's Help Center or visit cwdb.ca.gov or call 916-657-1440. For the City of Los Angeles programs, go to ewdd.lacity.gov or call 213-744-7300. All these services are free to help you get your next job. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Thank you, C notes. Big 6. What's that? Tracy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of reason and his playlist. We got a special show tonight. I want to shout out Ray Richardson. Catch Ray Richardson. He's way better than I am on sports. He's on Saturdays, man. Please get with Ray Richardson. He'll let you know. I just had to do it because Robin's show triggers me. Her show is such a great show. I be hearing perspectives, and I'm like, no, we're not going to do this with Angel Reese now. We're not going to do this. So I said, I'm going to talk about the WNBA. Here are the highest paid WNBA players. Jordan Canada, the Atlanta Dream. She makes $187,500. Have you ever heard of Jordan Canada? Cheyenne Parker, Atlanta Dream. She makes $190,550. Brittany Skies, Washington Mystics. She makes $191,667. You have Courtney Vanderloot, New York Liberty, $191,835. And then you have, who else? Jaquel Jones, New York Liberty, $192,500. So, yes, there is a wage gap, but I don't think just because you play basketball, your game is worth the same amount as the NBA. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me get these callers in here. Chakra Q, College Station. What are your thoughts, man? College Station, Texas. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, peace and blessings to all the Aboriginal everywhereians. But are we saying that the sex chromosome Y is why the WNBA is broken? Are we saying that because they are the weaker sex, they have the weaker checks? I don't know.
Ooh,
but
the weaker sex with the weaker checks. Don't do that. Damn.
So what I'm asking is in the defense, it's a bit of a bell curve, right? So because it's a different story because with the NBA, you have the ABA that got included or acquisitioned by the NBA, et cetera, et cetera. We had Earl the Pearl. Yep. You got Clyde Drexler. All these people before Michael Jordan and some of who everybody knows.
So
you
talking about you talking about the cocaine era? Orlando Woolridge, Connie Hawkins. Yeah, I know
all of that. We ain't even going to mention Earl Manigault, right? The people that didn't make it. But what I'm saying is, but the thing about the NBA that I see is that they're built around personalities, right? And we all know, like you said before, give them cake, right? And so with the WNBA, I feel like a lot of it is the fault of the marketing, right? Where's the Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Red, Sexy Red, and Billie Eilish coming out and being coming out just to support the WNBA to help uplift it in the marketing? You talking about the music?
Let me just stop you 1 second.
Yep.
You named Earl Manigault. He didn't even get in the league.
Yep.
And he's a legend.
He didn't even get in the league.
He's a legend. Yep. Nobody's listen. You named Dr. J. You named all these greats, right? We talked about all these greats. But that was still in the infancy of the league, really. The
Correct.
league is still evolving. By the time Jordan and them come, Jay is on the downside of his game. He's not what he used to be when when the ABA and all of that. So again, this is why there are a lot of players that, that were great, but man, the league was still in its infancy. So they couldn't utilize marketing and promotion, and there was no internet. Do you get what I'm saying? So we have to allow this league to go through its growing pains, earn its lumps, develop its core product, and then we grow with them. But listen, man.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You know them damn gyms was partially empty in the ABA and in the NBA early.
Yep.
You know that, regardless of the talent.
Yep. Yep.
So
you saying that?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, finish, brother.
No, I'm just saying it's like I guess what we're seeing is the building of, like I said, these personalities. Like every team had a personality. The Karl Malones and the Dennis Rodmans, et cetera, that were kind of the fourth face of every team. But what we're seeing now emerge is the Larry Bird and the Magic Johnson with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark.
Wrong.
So I guess we're just
No.
Talk to me.
Angel Reese is Dennis Rodman. I hear what you're saying. Like, she has the potentiality to be Dennis Rodman. She's a monster rebounder. but her skill set is nothing like Caitlin's. Caitlin is more like a Bird or a Magic because she can pass, she could shoot, she could dribble, she got handle. Reese still got to catch up to that. You just talking about the personage, the persona of the two.
But that's what puts butts in seats.
Man, do you know there's a girl that we got for the Sparks that's a cold bucket? Rakia Jackson is a cold bucket. But we're not talking about her. So I get it. We got to find those personalities in the WNBA. We got to use the power of social media. We got to be able to make them interesting because the game alone right now at its current level of development it doesn't have the same impact as the NBA. It's just that simple, brother.
I agree.
Hey, man,
we can't do the gimmicky stuff.
Hey, man,
yes,
I so appreciate you, brother, man. Thank you so much for calling in. Ain't nothing but love, man. You brought College Station, Texas in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. I will say this. More involvement from NBA players. You're starting to see that in recent years. NBA players are coming to games. NBA players are supporting them. I think that's good, but there has to be more. There has to be more. I would even say these girls, the women, and a lot of them do, but I think they need to practice with men. They need to train with men. They need to play against men. And a lot of them do on their own. But I think if the NBA starts to incorporate, or the WNBA starts to incorporate some of the coaching, some of the training, we might get a better product. And I'm not saying the product is bad, but I'm saying it needs to be up-leveled. When I come forward, the voice of reason going to San Francisco, I want to talk.
Gravitation, so I'm bound to pull it. I gets down like brothers are found, ducking from bullets. Gun control means using both hands in my land, where it's all about the cautious living. Migrating to a higher form of consequence. Compliments are struggling, that shouldn't be notable, man. Every word I say should be a hip-hop quote.
I'm sick of shaking, I'm sick of talking about blunt, sick of Versace glasses, sick of slang, sick of happy award shows, sick of name brand clothes, sick of R&B, it's over.